Tom Levinson and Nicola Twilley for conversations about the ins and outs of contemporary science journalism, and Warren Belasco, Nadia Berenstein, and Rachel Loudon for their reflections on food history, which intertwine to form a ribbon that runs through this book. Cassie Fennell coached me in the ways of ethnographic fieldwork and taught me not to let any opportunity slip by. Ethnography's better on a full night's sleep. Jennifer Schaffner let me use her guest room in Potrero Hill, San Francisco. Jeremiah Dittmar lent me his inflatable mattress in Hackney, London. And Jordan Stein let me sleep on his comfortable couch in Hell's Kitchen, New York. Thanks, guys. I caught my first foggy glimpse of this book's topic as an Andrew W. Mellon Interdisciplinary Postdoctoral Fellow at the New School for Social Research, where I lucked into an office next to Nicholas Langlitz, who introduced me to the anthropology of science. My thanks to him and to my colleagues at the New School for encouraging my research into fields beyond European intellectual history. A grant from the National Science Foundation, grant number 1331003, Tissue Engineering and Sustainable Protein Development, would eventually allow me to spend 2 years as a postdoctoral fellow at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, pursuing additional training in the history and anthropology of science. I'm deeply grateful to Stefan Helmreich and Heather Paxson. Stefan sponsored my presence in MIT's anthropology department and advised my research, and he and Heather have taught me so much as friends and interlocutors. Irene Hartford, Barbara Keller, and Amberly Stewart showed me how to navigate MIT. Maria Vidart Delgado joined me to praise and bemoan the postdoctoral condition. Anya Zilberstein and David Singerman taught me about environmental history and the history of science. I thank Mike Fisher, Gene Jackson, Erica James, Graham Jones, Amy Moran-Thomas, Harriet Ritvo, and Chris Wally for friendly conversations and expert feedback during my MIT sojourn. I also thank Hannah Landecker at the University of California, Los Angeles for conversations and guidance about the history of tissue culture and for telling me about the space merchants, and James Clifford at UC Santa Cruz for chatting with me about the disciplinary links and caesurae between history and anthropology. Meat Planet's somewhat experimental form owes much to the writerly company I kept during my years of research. I want to thank Alice Boone for conversations that inspired Meat Planet's methodology, as well as my friends in and around Beta Level, the Errata Salon, in Los Angeles and at the Los Angeles Review of Books, Nicole Antebbe, Amina Kane, Jason Brown, Colin Dickey, Boris Dralyuk, David Eng, Ariana Kelly, Evan Kindley, Sarah Mesley, Heather Parlato, and Amarnath Rava. The Prelinger Library and Archive in San Francisco served me as a major creative inspiration, a place to regain my bearings and find a new path when the challenges of research and writing seemed too great. My sincere thanks to Megan and Rick Prelinger. That I was able to write this book at all says much about the skill and care of my psychoanalyst, Michael Zimmerman. My parents, Mary Corky White and Louis Wurgaft, are this book's secret heroes, the ones who held me up through several apparent collapses of the world. They asked for no thanks except that I continue writing. They have dedicated much to me, so consider this a sotto voce second dedication of this book to them. I also thank Gus Rankatori and Carol Kolsel for their kindness during the difficult months of the manuscript's preparation. And I'm grateful to everyone who read the book in draft. Louis Wurgaft read every chapter as I wrote it and told me exactly what he thought. All my best lines result from the push and pull of our editorial conversations. I was lucky to have his guidance. Mary White read my drafts with an anthropologist's eye and offered expert advice. So did Stefan Helmreich, who made sure that my book would be peopled with people, as well as with their ideas. I thank Kate Marshall, my wonderful editor at UC Press, for guiding me through the shoals of the publishing process and ensuring that this book speaks to as many audiences as possible. Thanks, too, to Bradley Depew, Enrique Ochoa Cope, Kate Hoffman, Richard Earls, Alex Don, and the whole team at UC Press. I was very fortunate that Dara Goldstein saw fit to include Meat Planet in her food studies series. Dara was the editor who first published my essays on food in the early years of Gastronomica, a journal of food and culture, and I owe her much. Thanks go out to Mike Fortune, Rachel Loudon, Thomas Levison, and